Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a book review for the Book Naturalist Book Club. So our December pick was Seed to Dust, Life, Nature, and a Country Garden by Marc Hamer. Marc Hamer is a gardener who lives in Wales and also an author. This is the second book of his that I read. The first one was How to Catch a Mole, I think is the name of it, about his life working on properties in that part of the UK. So in this book though, this was a very beautiful recollection and thoughtful ruminations of his life through the seasons. So the book takes us through month by month for a whole year. His job working as a gardener in a country estate in Wales. This estate is owned by an elderly lady. He's worked for her for many years, and she gives him full control of the grounds, the gardens, the lawns, everything. And they have a distant but also very, what's the word I want? They have a distant but caring relationship with each other that comes through in Hamer's writing, which is very, very lovely. I thought this was just, lovely is the right word for this book. It really is lovely. It's thoughtful, it's gentle, it takes you through the seasons in a way that really feels true to that progression through the year, what you feel as each of the seasons goes by, as your body adjusts to the lengthening daylight hours or the shortening daylight hours. I also appreciated very much his descriptions of the work that he does on this estate, you know, the pruning back of the flowers, the creation of the compost, the fertilization of the garden beds, the cleaning out of the pond in certain times of the year, how he mows the lawn, because a lot of the work that he does, he still does by hand in old-fashioned ways. You know, he uses a scythe, he uses a push mower. Like, there isn't a lot of mechanical intervention that he's doing on this property, and the owner really lets him take charge and lets him drive the agenda as in terms of how this work gets done. And it is a very old-fashioned feeling way to maintain a property, but it's just lovely in its descriptions of country life and gardens and sort of man-made landscape, but how sometimes you can help nurture versus sort of forcing an artificial habitat. So I really appreciated all that. And the writing itself is just absolutely gorgeous. So I have marked a few passages that I'd like to share with you from this book. So this is from March. He says, "It's easy to distinguish between the scent of a lake, the scent of a fast river or a slow one, and the scent of a sea. Easy to work out in which direction they are, how big they are, once you tune into them. All you have to do is be quiet. You don't have to try and learn. They teach you, and the knowledge creeps in if you just listen and notice." And I just thought, yeah, that's so true. I know for myself, because I live in a place where there is a lot of water, the different bodies of water have very different scents to them. The scent of the ocean is much different than the scent of the lake, is much different from the scent of the river, and they all have their distinguished scents. And so I thought that was a really, really lovely description of something that I've experienced in my own life. This one from April, it touched me, and you guys will know why once I read it to you. "Some of my closest relationships have been with cats. All of them have been teachers, and time spent with them is never wasted. Watching them luxuriate and do nothing but stretch out, I am reminded to let go and only use energy when I need to stay calm and still when nothing else is required." Lessons learned from cats. I love that. And this one from June. "Anyone who loves the earth knows that tidy-mindedness is death for nature." I think that is very, very true, because sometimes what we see as a mess is habitat for living creatures. And our human inclination to clean that up, to mow the lawn, to trim the edges of the lawn, to clean up the bushes, to clean up the deadfall, takes away habitat for living creatures. And he very much knows that, and he works that practice into his maintenance of this property, of, you know, leaving things where they are in order to create either nutrients back in the soil or habitat for the small creatures. Like when he prunes back the roses at the end of the year, he leaves the rose hips because he knows that the squirrels and the birds need those for food throughout the winter. and they look pretty, right? They're red in a time of year where there isn't a lot of color. So not only does he do it for the health of the living creatures around him, but he also notices beauty and incorporates that as best he can into the sort of natural rhythms of this property. And then this one from October, which I think really touches on a feeling that a lot of us that have, trouble when the seasons change in the fall, a lot of us that deal with, a real sense of loss as the days grow shorter in the fall. I loved what he said here in October. A sadness washes me again as the leaves turn gold, a sadness that always comes in October. I've heard many a gardener say the same. It's part of the trade. The garden is muted by a soft drizzle and a grayness that fills me with darkening feelings. The mornings and evenings are cold now, and I need layers, but the sunny afternoons are hot. I pull a fist of flowers from today's soaking garden to take home, marigolds for Peggy. So that really captures, I think, a lot of the feelings that I feel in October when the days get shorter and grayer and colder, and you know that summer's over, and there's that sense of loss, that you've lost that warm, sunny feeling, and you're going into a dark period of time. So I thought that captured it really well. So this also talks about not only his relationships with nature, but his relationships with this elderly woman that he works for, and their relationship over time, and also his relationship with his wife, which is the way he talks about his wife in this book is so gorgeous and so beautiful. I really enjoyed that part of it as well. I want to thank Greystone Press, who sent copies of this book to both Doris and I to review for Book Naturalist Book Club. I'm just really tickled to have read such a lovely book. It was a really nice way to end the year, to just sit back and reflect on the changing seasons and our connection with nature, even to the extent of just your lawn outside your house that is, sort of a human landscape, but is also a natural one. Really, really lovely way to end the year with the Book Naturalist Book Club. I hope that you will all continue to join us in 2022 as we continue to read nature writing with the Book Naturalist Book Club. January is an author spotlight month. We'll be reading books by Rachel Carson. I plan to read Silent Spring and The Sea Around Us, and I know Doris is planning to read Silent Spring and Under the Sea Wind. So I hope that you will pick up a Rachel Carson book and join in the conversation as we make videos about those books throughout the month of January. I hope everybody had a wonderful end of the year, and good luck in 2022. Hopefully we'll find lots of great nature books to read together. Talk to you later.